Now, if you want to inject some superpowers into your checklists, then this video is for you. So today we'll be going over how to use the guided checklist feature. And as you can see, we have a sample process open, create and send an invoice. Now, the guided checklist feature can be found once you click into your document editor and the menu bar appears at the bottom. It's going to be the last menu option. And when you click on it, a guided checklist appears. Now, the benefits to a guided checklist are quite a few because it enables you to group similar steps together. And how you do that is, for example, in this process, you can have one group of steps called create and obtain approval for a customer invoice, right? And maybe you can have all the steps that I need to complete or someone else needs to complete in order to create and obtain approval for a customer invoice. For example, it requires you to log into your invoicing system. Maybe in this case, it could be Xero or Stripe. Then you can go to accounts, for example. Then you can create the invoice. Then you can review the invoice for mistakes or errors. And then you can submit the invoice for approval, right? So as you can see, this has grouped this set of steps together, the creation and obtaining approval for the invoice. Then you can add another guided checklist that covers sending the invoice to the customer. Send the invoice to the customer. And the steps, a grouping of steps here is to actually send the invoice to the customer. And then the next step could be maybe kickstart the chase for payment process, right? So that once the invoice has been sent to the customer, you can start to follow up with the client, with the customer on the payment of the process. So if you look at your process, it has grouped similar steps together. And the reason why that's really important is because people don't have to jump between different types of tasks when they're doing the checklist. They can focus on one set of steps at a time, which actually ends up being a lot less tiring, especially with longer checklists that can actually start to feel overwhelming. It also means that everyone who actually uses the checklist can complete it in the exact same way, which helps reduce mistakes over time. Another reason why this guided checklist feature is really critical is it's the feature in AirManual that allows you to track progress across a process. What does that look like? So once your process is complete, you can select publish, and now it's ready to be used. I'd select use this checklist, and I'll literally go through the steps. As you can see, they're also interactive, right? So I'll follow the instructions in each of those steps and select done. And when I mentioned that you can review the progress against this checklist, when you view the submissions for this checklist, it takes you to this page that can show you how far along you've gotten through the process. So the steps completed here mirror the number of steps in your guided checklists. And another point about guided checklists is you can also embed a lot of content within each step, right? So here you can add links. You can also embed images and videos in your guided checklist, and you can use the menu bar at the bottom to do that. So you can add an image. In this case, I'll add a video that shows how to create the actual invoice in Xero, for example. And so that's the reason why guided checklists are the superpower of AirManual, and they make your processes easier to document and easier for others to get through. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always reach out to us at support@airmanual.co, or you can click on the chat icon at the bottom right, and a member of the team will be more than happy to help. And yeah, have a great rest of your day.